What it is, y'all, Joel Professor Pilk, and once again we're coming back with more builds for the incoming Chesnaught Raid, and this build is probably, if not one of my favorites, pretty darn close. Gholdengo is a fantastic Pokemon. Now, the good news is, Gholdengo actually fixes one of the main problems, even with its own typing. Now, if you remember back to Oranguru and even Zoroark, minor spoiler right here, these two had a normal typing. That means they were susceptible to some of those fighting type moves. So fighting moves will hurt those two mon, but those two mon are going to have enough healing. They're going to be probably in pretty good shape. I don't think they're going to have any problems going into this. Now, Gholdengo, on the other hand, we are not going to need to worry too much about, because, and I'll get into why that is here in a moment, but he does have a steel typing, which means he's going to be weak to fighting moves, but I don't think there's very many fighting moves you have to worry about, mostly because of his secondary typing being Ghost, and because as quickly as we can, we want to terrestrialize and get the, basically get the pure Ghost from a defensive standpoint. So, essentially the way to look at this, the Chesnaught Raid, being a rock Tera type, I know grass and fighting are there, but from a defensive structure, that Pokemon is going to be exclusively rock. So anything Gholdengo does is going to be highly effective. Now, the Ghost Tera type is going to save you defensively, and yes, I know that the Steel Tera would be really good from an offensive standpoint. I'm just thinking more defensive with that Tera type. Now, item-wise, Metal Coat. Metal Coat is going to power up those Steel-type moves, and that basically is going to take place of the Steel Terrestrialization. You could try him with a Steel Tera. I think that's kind of a death wish, but with the build that we've got, it may or may not be an interesting situation. Now, good as gold. A body of pure gold. So his ability gives him basic immunity to any status effects. So you are good there. You don't have to worry about any status effects or anything like that affecting this mon. So that's very good stuff. As far as the mon's build go, you can kind of see here, and I'm going to do one slight rearrangement on this just for the sake of simplicity in this video. So we're going to open up with Metal Sound and Nasty Plot. Now, Metal Sound is your debuff, Nasty Plot is your buff, essentially, and if you notice, this harshly lowers the special defense stat, and this sharply boosts the special defense stat. Whenever you see that harshly or sharply, that means that it goes up or down 2 stages. So harshly lower special defense stat means to max this out, you only need 3 of these. Nasty Plot, same deal. Sharply boost special attack stat, you only need 3 and you're at max stats. Then you're going to come in with a Make It Rain and absolutely eviscerate your opponent. Now, Make It Rain has the special attack lowering, but that's not really going to mean anything because Chesnaught is a physical attacker. The main thing with Make It Rain, that is going to be our DPS. So open up with Metal Sound 3 times, Nasty Plot 3 times, Make It Rain, your opponent will falter. Now, the only difference here, the only thing that would make a difference in the order of these two is if Chesnaught removes either debuffs or your buffs early on. So, you know, sometimes he can clear those status effects. If he does that, let's say he clears your status effects, then do Metal Sound 3 times. After your status effects are cleared, use Nasty Plot. Same thing with Metal Sound. If he clears all the debuffs on himself, then do Nasty Plot 3 times, then do Metal Sound 3 times. Either way, you know, come in with a Make It Rain and absolutely take this mon to school. Now, the nice part is here, unlike the last two, where when we talked about Oranguru and even Hisui and Zoroark, those have a base type of normal, which essentially means they're both susceptible to fighting moves. The really nice part about Gholdengo, while he does have the steel typing, the ghost typing will prevent him from taking a huge amount of damage. In fact, may just make him immune to a lot of those fighting moves in general. So that's very good. The one downside, the big downside to Gholdengo, and this is a huge one, you do want to, and this is the same with Hisui and Zoroark. If you go back to the video we did yesterday, 2 days ago, on the movesets for Chesnaught, Chesnaught is going to have a rock move, a grass move, a fighting move, and a potential other, maybe up to 4 different types of moves: a flying move, a poison move, a psychic move. But Crunch is in that repertoire. And Crunch being a dark move, if that is the case, that is the one thing that will take Gholdengo out of the picture. So when we find out tonight what move sets that Chesnaught has, if Chesnaught has Crunch, unfortunately, that makes Gholdengo and his Swingzor completely ineffective for this. But barring that one move, I think Gholdengo has a really, really, really solid chance. We're talking about one more build here shortly, so make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll be back with that build, and then, of course, tonight we'll be back once we know what Chesnaught's doing. So hope to see you guys there.